Alright, I guess in 3, 2, 1, here we go. I needed that. Damn it.
So, okay, this is just a basic platform, and like you see those suits that you pick up, they give you extra hits, and I believe that the best suit you can have is a blue suit, which basically lets you take 3 hits before dying.
Nope, it's actually the green suit is the best one.
Oh.
Sometimes when you pick up a suit, you get 2 instead of just 1. That one I picked up there was a double suit, so it brought me straight up to green.
Oh, okay.
Blue is the one in the middle.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I want to break these, because what I just picked up there was a double shot power-up, which allows me to have 2 bubbles on screen at a time now, instead of only 1. Which is extremely helpful this early in the game. Won't get any other upgrades at the bubble for a little while, not until World 2. Okay, this stage. Oh, shit. I'm trying to remember my routes to all these. Hitboxes on those logs that are falling are not very good. They're a lot bigger than they appear to be, so I'm playing a little careful around them.
Yeah, nice.
Good, I did jump that far enough. Oh, that might not be far enough, though. Oh, maybe. Oh, shit. Shorted that jump by like 3 pixels. It felt like I did, but it's not a terrible time loss. I can make up for that. Get at least one of my suits back there. I want to be a little farther forward when I bounce off that bird, because that'll put me right on that thing. So we have this little charge-up move there. Not very useful because of how long it takes to charge up, but it's the only way to destroy things that are above you.
Yeah.
This stage, the wind prevents you from moving as fast as you normally would be able to. It's actually faster to try and stay on the ground. If I'm in the air, it actually affects me a lot more than normal. This place here is a music house. I'm going to be skipping all the cutscenes, obviously, but basically this guy's going to tell you in all future worlds you have to collect star notes during the stage so you can unlock the musical instruments that you pick up from the bosses. This one I don't need to because I don't have an instrument yet. Whoa, I can't believe that just worked. I usually can't stay on that thing all the way through those blocks.
Nice.
Double up on that jump.
So, from what I remember in this stage, you basically have to press switches to kind of change the level around and open paths.
Yeah, there's a couple of switches you have to press to do that.
Yeah.
In this case, there's 2 of them. Oh, didn't want to fall down there. You also need a key just to be able to get out of the stage. Fortunately, the key in this one is actually like right on the path. It's right here. I really wish I'd stop short jumping these. Safe here. Alright, first boss.
The author will just appear in chat.
Ooh. Get out of the way that in time. This usually can get a 2 cycle on that guy.
Okay, author Blue seems to be on air now.
Yep, I didn't realize that something got skipped, apparently.
Okay.
Well, we're not. I've only done 1 world so far, so.
Thanks for saying me. I know nothing about this game.
This game's awesome. Everyone should know stuff about this game.
Yeah.
Okay, so I actually discovered this new strat for this stage like 3 or 4 hours ago.
Some pretty fresh new strats.
Okay, so normally you'd have to go all the way back to the beginning of the stage, take like the lower route, or you could take the upper route. Either one works. But you can just exit out of the stage by hitting select, and it puts you right back at the beginning anyway.
Oh, that's really smart.
I can't believe I didn't think of that until today.
That is really smart.
It's also, whether it's faster or not, it's much easier than trying to do it any other way.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Ah! Okay, I apparently shorted that jump.
So this is a stage where you'll get the floaty shoes for the first time, so...
Actually it is not. I don't get them until World 3.
You don't get them till World 3 anymore.
Nope. I get them in the same place the task does.
Wow. Well, that makes the entireties of World 2 and up till then in World 3 considerably harder than back when I used to run this game. Well, at the very least, that's the first stage where you have the opportunity to get the float shoes, and those definitely make it a lot easier for the duration that you have them.
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay, apparently I hit jump in the same frame I let go with the button. Safety suit, and we're gonna try stupid strats. Oh, I got him. Play it safe there. The damage of that section is really, really tight because you have to hit your head on that fork in order to be able to pull it off. If you hit the spikes below it, the fork's going to land in front of you and you won't be able to get all the way across before taking another hit.
That's a rough strat. A lot of damage boosting for that one. It's definitely nice that there's so many, I guess you can call them health recovery, available so readily throughout this game.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I missed the jump coming out of that thing, so I'm gonna just take it the slow way. Hang on to this bowling ball, because I'm gonna let it go in midair, and that's gonna give me just enough time to land on that platform.
So have you mentioned yet that after World 1, every single world requires you to pick up all of these stars throughout every single stage?
Yep, I did mention that. Mentioned it when I got to the first music house. They're like, yeah, you don't need one here, but you'll need them in every other world.
Which is a really fun thing if you decide to play this game blind and you don't play a translation patch. It really sets the tone for the rest of the game.
Also, here we have an auto-scroller. This one's about 3 minutes long. Thankfully, there's only 3 in the game. The next 2, however, are both 4 minutes long. But those won't be until World 6.
Yeah, those are truly terrible auto-scrollers. At least this one's a little bit fun to play. He's just found the other ones to be really tedious.
Yeah. If they'd been like a minute or 2 shorter each, I don't think they would have been so bad, but...
There's another stage that's probably supposed to be an auto-scroller at the end of the game, but luckily Dragondarch has some awesome strats for really shortcutting a lot of the auto-scroller.
I had some awesome strats. I don't remember them well enough, and I didn't get a chance to practice them at all.
Well, I figure at least there's short sequence breaks that you can use to avoid having to sit through the whole thing.
Yeah. It saves about 15 seconds if you do
Yeah,
them
it's
perfectly.
not massive.
They look real. It looks really cool if you get it, but it's extremely difficult to pull off.
Yeah, the world record for this game actually has been improved a little bit recently by Yoshi Pro, I think is his username. Maybe I'm confusing him with someone else. I can't remember the name offhand.
What was the time he got?
About a minute faster than mine. I'll pull it up really quickly.
Uh-oh. Oh, wow. That was... I didn't mean to go forward so quickly there.
108. So that's still about 5 minutes off of your theory task, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, my theory test was about a 103.30.
Yeah, Dragondarch definitely had it in him to get a killer world record for this game, but still waiting on getting an actual cart for it, or at least the means to play it on console properly.
Yeah. It will also take a lot of practice. This game is not very forgiving.
And unfortunately, as well as not being very forgiving, it's also extremely long. I mean, an hour 3 for a theory task is still pretty crazy.
Alright, there we go. Auto-scroller done. Okay, just got the range extender. Not sure if that one's faster to get or if it's better to get one later, but I want to make sure I have one at some point. I just don't know. I just haven't really mathed out which one's the fastest yet.
Yeah, a lot like Milon Secret Castle, this game has both extenders and max bubbles upgrades. Yeah, this is one of those rare games that can be extremely rewarding to speedrun just because there's a huge difference between the really nice speedrun strats and the way you would play the game casually. So many games, it turns out that speedrunning is just, you know, not making a lot of mistakes in your Let's Play.
Right.
This is one of those games that it just looks and feels incredibly different between playing it as a speedrun and playing it casually.
I'm not sure I'm gonna get there in time for this. No, too slow. Play it safe around that guy. I don't want to take a hit if I don't have to. Oh my god. Unfortunately, Milon is a little slippery to control.
Yeah, just enough to be a really precise platforming.
Alright. Second, I guess these are like ghost houses or something.
Yeah, that's how I always refer to them as well. They've got that feel like they're all supposed to be ghost houses.
They just kind of take on the theme of whatever world you're in.
This is definitely one of the most straightforward, easygoing bosses in the game.
He also has the longest intro of any boss in the game. Oh, one-cycled him.
I was just about to ask you what the minimum number of cycles you could get on him was.
You can get it in one, but he has to give you good luck. He has to not do a second spin too early. I think he has to spit. He has to throw cake 3 times.
Yeah, in sort of a speedrunning context, that's really frustrating that star is placed in such a way that you have to, like, do the whole section of the stage twice.
Yeah. Didn't do that the way I wanted it to. Okay, there we go. Alright, there we go. That stage isn't so bad. The next one isn't terrible either, if I do everything right.
This world definitely has some of my favorite stages. Between the sequence break in this level that you're on right now, and having the float shoes in the last stage with the carousel horses, and how sort of interesting the boss of this world is. I think this is my favorite world.
It's definitely one of the more difficult ones.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's see if I remember where to jump from here. Should be that one. Bounce off him. Jump. Again. There we go.
So what you guys saw at the beginning of this stage was there's a the bubblegum power-up's supposed to save you from death if you fall into a pit, but he just used it to skip one complete back and forth, left and right in the stage, which cuts off quite a bit of time.
Alright, now I have float shoes.
Finally.
It's just the most, it's easily the most convenient to actually pick them up. It's like barely out of the way.
Definitely.
And those are basically the backup shoes if I happen to die anywhere, because unfortunately if you die, you do lose your float shoes. That actually went about as well as I wanted it to.
Yeah, that was a really great stage.
Alright, now for the carousels.
I'm a big fan of this stage. It always seems like it would be very difficult to play casually, like if you didn't have the float shoes handy, but it just goes so smoothly.
Damn it. Not quite what I was trying to do there, but it worked. Okay, this stage isn't that bad except for the very, very end of it. There's a really tight bit of timing to be able to do a little sequence break. Didn't jump off fast enough. So I had to wait an extra cycle on that mouse to come back out. Alright, last star node of this world. Alright, gonna have to respawn him. There we go. They kind of expect you to go back to the left there and then up and around, but you can just get a small bounce off of that music cheat, and it will let you up to the top. Alright, this here is probably the worst music house. It's definitely my I don't know if I'd say it's the hardest, but it's definitely my least favorite. And I hit it perfectly.
Well done.
I could not get that perfect for the life of me in practice earlier.
Well, here we are, at game time. This is probably one of the most interesting bosses, I think.
He's really hard to do fast, but if you do it right, he can go pretty quick.
The strats for fighting him are pretty cool.
Alright, let's see what he does. Okay, he's doing this pattern. Ah, shit. Let's see what he does. Wow, almost just ate it.
That was a clutch fight.
I survived, that's all that matters.
That's an incredibly difficult boss to do effectively.
The fastest way is to hopefully stay on top of him, but sometimes the hitbox just will not agree with you on that.
It's really easy to get trapped between him and the top of the screen as well, so you did a great job not having issues with that boss.
Yep, just run down here, we'll follow the water. Float over this entire thing. Ah, I jumped too early. Oh, 2 cycles, I can live with that.
Okay,
Jump
right.
at just the right time, you can jump off that first spout and get up to the next platform and get on the second one before it starts moving. I think I was supposed to run down there and not float. Oh, no, I was wrong. I was supposed to run. These clouds. Slippery.
Okay, I'm about to pop out now.
Take care.
Yeah.
Alright, see it. I was supposed to go forward there.
The stages in this world can be pretty rough. A lot of the water enemies are incredibly aggressive and to be in your way a lot, so... I know that this is one of the worlds I definitely struggled with the most when I was running this game actively.
Yeah, Milon isn't exactly the most agile underwater either. Oh, right, there's... I completely forgot there was some clothes there.
What a nifty surprise.
Oh, good, that was far enough. Alright, we'll see how good my memory is from practice earlier. Perfect.
Great stage.
Like, that entire stage is pretty much just just memorization. You have to know where all the enemies are.
Yeah, it moves much too fast to make well-reasoned decisions. This is definitely one of the stages that I struggled with a lot. Those fish with the harpoon guns can cause a lot of problems until you really learn how to move effectively in here. You want to prioritize being fully on the top or the bottom, out of their line of sight, and just moving horizontally rather than moving a lot diagonally.
Surprised I didn't just get hit there. Alright, so now for the ghost house of this world. This is probably one of the longest ones, just because of the... There's a lot of backtracking you have to do in this one. And there's a whole bunch of it that's underwater.
Yeah, the water theme for this world doesn't exactly help the situation.
Oh, wow. Oh god, Frog, get out of here. Frog? Oh good, I didn't reactivate when he was right on top of me.
Yeah, you really lucked out there. I was not sure what was going to happen. I don't think I've ever had that situation before.
I've had him do it before where he's right on top of my sprite as my hitbox reactivates, which, yeah. This is why you never trust frogs. Really want to make sure I've got green suit going into this next boss. Having a couple of extra hits of leeway is useful to say the least.
It definitely doesn't take a lot to accidentally take a hit on this boss.
How did I not get hit by the yellow one? Wow, that... I have no idea how that yellow one didn't hit me at the start. Alright, so water world down, so now we have obligatory ice world. Because who doesn't love ice physics? As a side note, this is by far my least favorite world.
I was just about to ask which world you hated more.
Save so I don't take a hit there. Milon's already slippery enough, and adding ice physics to it was just... I don't think it was a very smart idea. I'm gonna have to play that safe now. I can't believe I did that without taking a hit. It was a little slow, but I didn't take any hits.
Yeah, I think this world has some of my favorite little, like, minor sequence breaks, or maybe not sequence breaks, but, choices, because of the fact that, the reward you're given for beating the previous world is this ability that comes in handy in this world, which is that you can shoot those little sparkly spots to create blocks. But a lot of times, where those locations are that you can create those blocks, more often than not, the enemies are laid out in a way that you can use them more effectively as platforms, which I find kind of interesting, that it's almost like it's set up to be speedran, if you will.
Well, memory did not fail me on this stage. That's good.
The worst feeling is missing that star in that stage.
Oh god, yeah.
Have to do the whole thing again.
I mean, thankfully it's not a long stage, but...
Yeah, but there's a certain amount of shame involved that makes it feel longer.
Yeah. Jumping up to that platform there, the move is... I don't know if it's pixel perfect, but it's very close. And if you mistime it at all, you're not going to get up there at all.
This was definitely one of my least favorite stages in the run.
Yeah, the top part's not so bad. I'm actually going to play it a lot safer than I normally do here, just so I don't get snowballed. It's this bottom section that I never remember the pattern. Gotta be a little careful falling down because the Yetis are still down there. Alright, no hits. That's better than I usually do.
Pretty difficult to not take a hit in that one, so...
Now for the Ice Ghost House. This one's actually probably the easiest stage of the entire world.
Yeah, it is relatively short.
And done. Like, there's a bunch of doors you can go through in here that kind of make it seem like it's supposed to be a maze, but you don't actually have to use any of them. And now this boss, who is probably got some of the worst hitboxes in the game, namely his hands.
Yeah, this is another one of those bosses where it's great to go into it with green clothes, because you're probably going to need it.
Namely because of these snowballs right here, which I still have no idea how to dodge these properly.
Yeah, for how fair and reasonable most of the bosses are, even for how difficult they might be, this is the one that felt like they put the least care into making sure that it was fair.
Well, only one hit, that's... And of course, after the ice stage, we're going to now do the volcano, because why not? There's got to be a fire stage somewhere, fire level somewhere in the game.
So the new ability that was granted to us for beating the previous world now is the ability to make these ladders that you can climb up. And for the most part, you're only allowed to make ladders against walls. If you see a platform wall or something like that, you can build one against it. But the game does let you put up a ladder anytime you. It just sort of like shows the ladder going up and then immediately destroys it. But you get a very brief window where you can climb up the ladder before it despawns. And he's there, as you can see, as a really small sequence break. But it allows you to get up to the top level without having to sort of go around. And you can use that. There's a few opportunities actually that you can probably use it during the run, but that's the only one that I remember ever figuring out.
That's like probably the biggest one, I guess. But it is used. There's one other place where it's used in a very unorthodox manner. That.
Yeah, the TAS uses it to fight the boss of this world quickly, doesn't it?
Nope. That was a strat. That was a strat that Matrick came up with when he was watching me route this.
Oh, gotcha. I thought for some reason that you guys got that idea from the TAS.
No.
So yeah, you could use that to gain enough height to damage the boss, but there's no context for that because you guys haven't seen the boss yet, but we'll talk about it there. So this is one of the two auto-scrollers in this world, and they're both miserable. Not really difficult. I mean, the second one's, I guess, a little bit difficult if you're not familiar with the game, but they're just tedious.
They're
the only way to put it. Say that again?
They're boring.
Yeah. As Dragondarch mentioned earlier, they would both probably be acceptable if they were a minute shorter apiece. Think of everything positive you've said about this game in chat so far, and let these auto-scrollers wash it all away.
You would hope that would be the end of the stage, but unfortunately it's only the halfway mark.
Yeah, the auto-scroller in World 2 somehow, I don't really know what the difference is. They're both auto-scrollers, but somehow the one in World 2 feels almost fun to play, but this one's just, it's obnoxious.
The one in World 2 has a lot of platforming while you're doing it, too, though. Like, there's actually, like, stuff to do. In this one, it's mostly just, well, don't get hit by the fire.
wish there was something redeeming about this to say right now, but there just isn't.
I know.
But hey, at least the sprite work is still cute.
It is. Like, that's definitely consistent throughout the entire game.
Yeah, this game would definitely make probably, if I were to make a list of, you know, the top 5 SNES games you've never played before, this is definitely one of those hidden gems in the library.
Oh, definitely. Alright, do I remember where there's armor in this stage? I think there's some here. Okay, good. I'm just gonna play it safer on these fireballs. Huh. That's the first time I've ever had that strat fail. Not dead, but...
Injured.
Play it safe here and trigger 4 going up here. Normally I just damage boost through that, but those eggs are... they're probably they are my least favorite enemy in the game.
And they're very thoughtfully placed throughout the game, be in exactly the wrong spots. Especially in the vertical climb stage that's coming up soon.
Ooh, yeah. That stage is at least fun to do, though.
Oh, that stage is a ton of fun, but those eggs are very thoughtfully placed.
Oh,
Make
definitely.
that stage as much of a pain as possible. So, this is the second lava scroller.
Because they thought 2 in this world was just... it was gonna be worth it.
It's all, you know, whether or not, like, auto-scrollers were conceptually newish at the time. Like, this is the new hotness.
Oh, somebody was saying that in the original development meeting. He's like, we need to at least have 1 or 2 auto scrollers in this. We have to. Think of how much time it's going to give everybody to enjoy the aesthetics of the stage.
Yeah, this game goes for a pretty penny these days. I mean, fortunately it's available on Wii Virtual Console, but I guess that's a small consolation for die-hard retro gamers. That's not exactly a band-aid.
Yeah, I've been wanting to pick up a card of it, just the price is keeping me from doing it.
That price, you might as well get a flash card.
Yeah, I know. I think the first time I looked for cards of this, it was like 50, and then the next time I looked, it was like 80.
It's still under 100, but...
Still a lot.
This section just has ambient sound. I don't know if I'd describe it as music.
It's kind of music. Like, there's definitely... You can definitely hear, like, a tone, I guess.
Right.
It's just not very loud.
The Dragondarch, are we there yet?
No, not yet.
It's a real shame too, because the rest of the stages in this world are actually, I think, really fun. But at the end of the day, this whole world just ends up getting categorized by its auto-scrollers.
Yeah.
I mean, all I can really ever remember from this world is just 2 miserably long auto-scrollers, but the rest of the stages are really neat.
Alright, auto-scroller's done.
We're there!
And now we get to do the vertical climb, which... It's fun, but it's hard to do this one.
Yeah, this stage is
Fast.
definitely...
With that jump, it's alright though. I thought I was getting hit by that fire for sure.
It definitely looks like you got hit there.
I'm playing it safe with these guys so I don't end up taking unnecessary hits. Ah, crap, missed that. Ah, I didn't jump in time.
Yeah, that looked like pretty tight timing for that one.
Only one hit. That's not bad at all.
This one has an interesting ghost house. Very cycle based and prone to mistakes, I guess is takeaway.
It has the raccoons that I despise because you can't jump on them at all. Raccoons with jetpacks. Somebody thought that was a good idea somewhere.
Do they actually have jetpacks? It just looks like... I guess I never really looked at them very closely. I just always thought they had fire tails or something.
They have something on their back. I always thought it was like a jetpack.
Now that I'm not actually playing it, I can take a closer look. Oh yeah, okay. I guess I just only ever looked at them through my peripheral vision, but they definitely have like a backpack with like maybe fireworks on it or something.
I am not gonna take this hit. Normally I just damage boost to grab the key there, but I'd rather save that hit. Oh wow, that raccoon, he tried.
He had your number.
here. Grab some extra armor for the boss. Alright, I'm gonna say it before the fight starts. Fuck you, Matrick.
You're actually gonna try it.
Saves too much time.
Yeah, so this boss goes back and forth between sun and the moon phase.
Whiffed it almost every time. Problem is that the moon phase is really, really random. That's why I try to do as much in the sun phase as I can with the ladder. Oh, Starstorm. Oh, I'm messing it up so bad.
Definitely landed a lot more hits than I ever did.
I didn't die, so we'll call it a success.
That was a great fight. I mean, only getting 2 cycles of each, that's
Well, normally
not even really a moon cycle.
Normally he'll die on the first moon cycle just after he does like the stretch attack. If I do everything perfectly. But good luck with that.
Yeah, the timing window on that seems miserable. I've never tried to get that much air on it. You only really have to get a small amount on the first stage in that. I think this is straightforward and fun. It's not that bad. Well, the ground floor is straightforward. Wayland.
There's armor down here. I'm gonna grab it. I think this one... No, this is definitely not the hardest one. I just have to remember what I'm doing in each section. Alright, that actually went better than I was expecting.
That was a good stage.
Alright, unfortunately I will not be doing the fast strats in this one, just because I'm not practiced on them at all right now, and they are extremely difficult.
Yeah, so basically what you can do in this stage is you can make use of both your float shoes and the bubblegum to get a far bit ahead. You can bounce along some of the parasols, and the nice thing is that these the carousel horses, if you get far enough ahead of them, they'll actually warp up to you. So it's not really risky to do it a little bit. You can actually float out and push everything. Carousel horses, or the carousel horses, will warp forward to catch up to you, and you move them forward slightly that way. But doing it perfectly, you can save, you said it was what, 15, 20 seconds?
About 15 seconds doing it right. Oh, I thought I was going to fall through it.
I think it's one of those that looks really impressive, but doesn't save as much time as you might think.
Okay, he just ignored my bubble. Was there armor down here? Please tell me there is. Nope, never mind, there isn't. I'm gonna play it a bit safe, just to make sure I finish this. I don't like the prospect of going into this boss with no armor at all, but we'll try it. I'm alive.
Really surprised that you survived that, especially considering the last hit looked like it was going to get you.
Yeah, that fire. I thought that fireball had me. I could have sworn it was gonna have me.
I don't know how you managed, but you managed, buddy. So now we're at the top. This is heading toward Ammon's tower.
Don't remember all my strats here.
This is the part where the game tries to really up the difficulty. I mean, this is... You can either call it the second half of World 6 or the start of World 7, but it really tries to up the difficulty really fast, and I actually don't find this world to be all that rough.
If you remember where everything is, it's not that bad.
Yeah, there's definitely worse worlds.
Okay, jump at the first note. And jump like immediately. And then just a straight run out.
Nice, that went really well.
I actually remember where everything was, that's why. Okay, this stage is supposed to be kind of like a maze. There's different paths you can take here at the beginning going into these pictures. Only one of them is correct. If you take the other ones, it just brings you back to the start when you finish it. Okay, I just somehow accidentally remembered my strats. I'll take it.
Hey guys, I did well.
I couldn't remember them earlier. It's like, oh, this looks kind of right. Hey, here we go. Pretty sure you're not supposed to be able to jump over those knights like that.
Yeah, the timing is a lot freer than you would think.
Alright, this is probably one of the most complex stages. Thankfully, unlike practice earlier where I came in here with red armor, I actually have green. Ghost, get out of here.
That's the nature of a lot of these stages, is that paths are so bad if you're taking it easy compared to some of the other worlds, but there's work out to have relatively complex strategies. Oh, that was an unfortunate spot that you got stuck in.
I had that happen in practice earlier, so I was ready. Last star node of the game.
It's your last look at Milon.
That happy grin of his. Where is he? Alright, I came out of it with green armor.
Best you can ask for. Last music house, or Ammon.
And here we go, final boss. 2 forms. We start with a frog and then go into... well, I won't spoil it.
I was about to say, so many spoilers. This is very clearly the last boss of the game, and he's adorable.
He also just farted on me. Alright, first form down, no hits. That's helpful. Final boss takes a lot more hits than any other boss. By quite a bit.
Well, this game was cute the whole time, but lo and behold, turns out that you have to fight anime.
Ah, shit, it's too close. Oh, wow, that's really bad.
This is a very difficult boss to do effectively, especially for those homing shots. You have to really learn how to kite them around, and it gets harder as she gets more and more damaged, because later in the fight she'll start throwing out 2 of those, move at different speeds, so you have to really know how to kite them around.
That looks good. Ooh, missed a shot, but it's fine.
Yeah, the name of the game for this fight is just being able to constantly deal damage.
Oh, you kidding me? That didn't hit me.
Oh, that's rough.
Alright, I can't do my strats in this without float shoes, so I'm gonna backtrack a few worlds to a stage that has guaranteed stuff ready to start. Unfortunately, you do have to fight both forms again. If I hadn't messed up kiting the first wall, it would have been fine.
Yeah, there's not a lot you can do about it when it goes like that.
Okay, that looks good. Okay, time waster attack. Unfortunately, you can't do anything while he's doing this one. It's just a giant time waste. It's not even hard to dodge either. You just move over to the side he's on and he can't hit you with it. This is the attack you want to see.
Yeah, that attack's quick and it's great for being able to get some damage on.
There we go. As soon as Milon disappears, or as soon as the screen goes black anyway. Well, it's trying to hit splits, so... Come on. I apparently have splits.
1240.
I'll just keep hitting space until it decides I've finished the game. It was like a 112.45 or something.
It was 112.40, but...
Oh, well that's good. One of these days I'll finish these splits.
How many splits do you have?
I have... There we go, finished. I have one for every stage.
You'll be pleased to know that that run that you just did actually beat my PB by 2 seconds.
Wow. With a death...
Pretty optimized run. Pretty optimized.
Death to the final boss. Death... I had a death in World 1. I think it was 1-4. I mistimed a jump.
Look, I'm trying to lift you up, not tear me down, okay?
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to... I'm trying to think of where... I'm just trying to think of where the mistakes were. I know there was that one death in 1-4 and a death to the final boss, but I think it was deathless outside of that.